her start by going on Dr. Phil with the Cash Me Outside stuff. And
Got me outside,
for a
how about
while, we
that?
saw a flood of this. It became quite the hype train
I saw
to go
that
on
shit.
Dr. Phil to act
That was
as
actually
over
kinda
the top as
cancerous, but
possible to try and
fuck
make a
it.
career out of it. Most of the time, it felt very phony baloney, where the individual was just putting on a song and a dance to try and get some kind of social media career out of it. And Dr. Phil was just a helpful lightning rod, saying insightful things like, "Hey, come on now, that's not good. Have you ever heard of Farmville?" When he's plugging
Farmville.
But there was
What
one
is-
goofball in particular who, back in 2017, kind of took the internet by storm for a moment. His name was the Sexy Vegan. At the time, I assumed
remember this guy.
was
I think
just
I made a
load of
video on this guy.
horseradish with another person going on
Did I
his
make a
show
video
to
on this
try
guy?
and squeeze some juice
I'm not sure if I made a video on this guy. I think I might have.
out of his teats, get some followers out of the appearance and the performance, and wasn't genuine. But it was entertaining. And today I started thinking about it again, so I went and rewatched the episode and decided to check in to see what the Sexy Vegan is up to all these years later. Well, it turns out I was a naive fool back then,
Is he
because
still being crazy?
the Sexy Vegan is realer than the freckle on my left butt cheek. The guy is actually off his gourd. So I'm going to
Wait,
show you
what
clips
did-
from
did
the
he, like,
episode
do
here in a
something
moment
crazy?
If you don't remember who he is, it actually is just a wild appearance. But he got arrested in 2019 for sexually assaulting a pit bull. Apparently, he had recorded
bro.
an act, basically bestiality, with a pit bull and got in trouble for it, obviously, and then announced his
What? Yeah, we don't wanna save the animals so we can fuck them. Save the animals so we can fuck their pussy. The fuck?
presidency in like 2020, and even today, well, I guess a couple months ago to be exact, is still trying to lobby as a presidential candidate and still doing the exact same shit that he went on Dr. Phil for. Like, actually doing all of it, from what I can tell. So let's go ahead and see the episode to get you all caught up to speed with the Sexy Vegan.
Susan says
I'm pretty
in
sure I've
August
seen
of
this episode.
2016, Hans legally changed his name to Sexy Vegan.
I didn't even know you could do that. It's a real life
Nah, I did.
McLovin situation here. I know people have changed their
Not
names
the
to really
McLovin.
silly, ridiculous
Not the
things
McLovin.
in the past, but I thought there were certain guidelines that you had to play by, and I thought something like this would be prohibited. Like, no,
Nope.
sir, you can't change your name
False.
to this. Get out of our office, and then they
Nope.
spit on you on your way out or something. Because I know you can't change your name to a slur or anything like that, right? So I just assumed Sexy Vegan would also fall into the category of being like an obscenity that they wouldn't legally allow you to change your name to. So when this first aired, I thought that was a huge red flag that it was all fake. Like, just all bogus. But, from what I can tell, it
I mean, that's
really
not a
is
slur, though.
his name.
And now he walks the streets wearing nothing but a Speedo, carries a full-length mirror wherever he goes. Susan says her son tattooed
That's how
Sexy
badly
Vegan
diabolical
on
to
his
do.
forehead, has been arrested 15
That's not that
times
out of.
and refuses
Jesus.
to get a job because he's, quote, too talented and beautiful for a 9-to-5.
That pretty much sums up Sexy Vegan in a nutshell here. So Dr.
I
Phil
mean, shit,
lays
when
out
you're
the
right, you're
lore
right.
for you with the cliff notes. He then brings on people closest to Mr. Sexy, and they kind of go
Mr.
through like,
Sexy.
the effect that it's had on their family and all of
Mr.
that, and
Sexy.
how desperately they want it to not be the case. The audience can't help but laugh at him because he has fundamentally turned himself into a clown. He is disruptive in society and tries to get all eyes on him all the time, and people can't help but giggle at the absurdity of him and what he's doing. He actually does travel with a full body mirror, like he's some kind of character out of an MMO, and the mirror is like his special weapon that he can't leave
It
the
is.
house without. He actually does that, apparently. It wasn't just for show on Dr. Phil.
Come
which
on now, you
blows
got
my
to.
mind.
My name is Sexy Vegan. I got my name legally changed
Stop,
to Sexy
bro.
Vegan. Hans no longer fits me. When people see the tattoos, they're shocked. I'm a strict vegan. I once was down to 1.3% body fat.
The beautiful vegan Messiah.
So another thing that jumped
Oh
out at me
my
when I
God,
first
I wanna
watched
kill
that
myself.
was the tattoos
Oh
looking
my God.
really cartoonish. It looks
I'd
like
genuinely
he puts
rather
them
have
on his face with
autism.
marker every morning as opposed to being
Oh
legitimate
my God.
tattoos. But again, I was wrong.
Holy
a
fucking
victim of my
shit.
own hubris, thinking I knew tattoos
Oh my
just because I
God,
get
that
some.
fucking hurts my
They're
brain.
real. Those are actual tattoos. I don't know exactly why he'd get just the word vegan tattooed on himself so much.
Because it has
unless
Down
he's
syndrome.
really trying to take a page out of Suicide Squad Joker's playbook with like ha 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 written all
No,
over
it's
him.
just Down
I don't
syndrome
really get it.
sparking
If
out
you
in
want
the
to have
chromies.
vegan tattooed on your body,
They're
why
having
not
like a
choose a
fucking
better
civil
font
war
as
in
opposed
there.
to fucking Comic
They're going
Sans
fucking
or
crazy.
the bubble letters here?
I'm
When I go out,
yapping.
everyone stares at me
Because you look
I wear a
fucking
Speedo-esque
autistic.
outfit, and I'm exotic like a Lamborghini SV. I love walking around in my Speedos because putting clothes on is like putting a tarp over a Lamborghini, which makes no sense, and I get for that all the time. When I go into a grocery store, I'm followed around by the
Because you're
security,
not a
which is so
Lamborghini.
annoying.
If that's annoying, then just put on
You're
some
kind of
goddamn
a
clothes.
ugly-ass
It's the
nigga.
simplest solution of all time. Just tarp up the Lamborghini during the rainstorm, right? And that rainstorm is called shopping and being in public and having some decency. It's not that difficult. It's making a mountain out of a molehill here. It takes 2 seconds to just put on some clothes.
I'm drop dead gorgeous and a great singer-dancer. I can make it on my talents. I have several YouTube videos. I see myself in 5 to 20 years getting my own reality show, segueing that into a high-ranking government
That's not
position.
happening.
Either First American
Me too.
King or
Me too, honestly, me too.
I cut
Me
out
too,
a good
truly.
chunk of his monologue here.
Truly
He
gonna be up
very
there with the
much
greats.
Dislikes his mother, who seems extremely sweet based on what I've seen. Like, she pays for all of his legal fees. He leeches off her money because his mother has $11 million as an inheritance. So he does come for
Bruh.
money, and he tries to suck as
I
much of that out
wish.
as he can. He refuses to get a job because he thinks he's far too talented for it, and believes that he will pop off because of his talent, his God-given abilities, and eventually land a reality TV show which he will then use to get a position in the government. And
Me
with
too.
that whole speech
That's honestly
he gave
my
right
plan.
there, back when I first saw it, I was convinced
That's
that it
literally
was
my
pretty
plan.
obvious this guy wasn't being serious. It was all just to promote his YouTube channel and his Instagram. I still think that was the primary objective here, but it seems like he really is convinced of this. It seems he may legitimately be delusional, because he is still doing
You think?
this
You think,
today,
Charlie?
from what I can tell on his social media platforms, which is wild.
You're an enabler, but you can't help it.
Yeah.
Why are we here then? What do you want me to? You want me to help it? What do you want me to do?
I just had to slide this clip in here from the episode. Fucking Dr.
I mean, he's kinda
Phil
right.
Hitting her with the, well, what do you want me to do about it? What am I supposed to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? Like, he looked offended. Like, I almost expected him to, like, jump out of his chair and lunge at her. What do you want me to do? Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you confused? Obviously, she wants you to help in some capacity. You've convinced an entire generation of Americans that you are extremely effective at solving family disputes and things that like this that she is taking to you and putting on your plate. Obviously, she wants you to do something to help her. Well, why are you acting this way?
Maybe he'll come out and talk to us. Maybe he won't. I really don't care one way or the other. This train is moving on. If he jumps on board, he does. If he doesn't, we're moving on. We'll be right back.
The way Dr. Phil handles his show is always so fascinating to me. How anyone ever bought into the
fuck it,
idea that
yes.
this guy is somehow
Fuck
the
it.
authority on matters like this, or solving problems, really, to be, like, more broad. He treats his show like it's all such a burden to him, like it's all just such a nuisance. Everyone that comes on, he treats like a pest, from what I've seen. So here he's like, maybe he comes out, maybe he doesn't. I don't care. We're gonna get this show on the road. Maybe he
I don't
hops
give a
aboard, maybe he
flying
doesn't. What do you
fuck.
want me to do about it? What am I supposed to do about it? Who gives a fuck? Right in front of this family here, like right in front of them, like to their face. Like, come on, like it's ridiculous. Now, of course, I'm sure the family did receive some kind of compensation for appearing on the show. I don't exactly know how the formula works. Maybe they get paid to just appear. so it probably isn't the biggest deal in the world. Maybe they weren't super
I have
upset
no
about it or
fucking clue
anything.
either.
But it's just so weird to me because so many people, when I was growing up, really thought Dr. Phil was basically like a saint and really insightful and helpful. But every time I've ever watched him, even when I was young, I was just confused on why anyone ever thought that. Like, he doesn't seem like he does anything besides just be bored by the people's stories.
My image is very important to me. I look at my collection of mirrors all the time to study myself and my beauty. When I dance in front of the mirror, I can create a really striking image. Skinny
What
with
the
a big
fuck?
butt.
Okay.
I got junk in my trunk, but I'm keeping
Stop,
it.
bro. Stop,
The
bro.
mirrors go with
Stop.
me wherever
Stop
I go,
right now.
because I
Stop
wanna
it.
know what
The
I look like.
stop.
To be honest, that little jingle that he dropped right there, skinny with a big butt, junk in the trunk, but I'm keeping it, I actually think was ahead of its time. That would probably do really well in today's modern landscape. of
Honestly,
pop
you're right.
Music, like with TikTok blowing shit up. He probably would have done really well in 2024 if he dropped that jam. But here's him explaining why
He
he
ain't
carries
wrong.
around
He's
a
not
mirror
wrong.
so he can constantly be
I could agree
reminded
with
of his
that.
beauty.
People say that I'm narcissistic because I carry around a mirror wherever I go, but I don't care because I'm not, because I have empathy. And I'm currently banned from the Beverly Hills Library for bringing the mirror in, but I'm looking to get that resolved.
The
There you
library?
have it. Checkmate. He
How'd
can't
you
be
get banned
narcissistic
from the
because He
library?
has empathy. And he's also been banned from that library. I don't know if it ever got resolved. I couldn't find a follow-up to it, so I guess that's for only Sexy Vegan, the librarian god, to know if that ever
And
got
God.
overturned.
I am the beautiful vegan messiah. It's a song. I didn't say I was, and she knows it. I was just like my dad, okay? 10
What?
luxury cars. My dad told me I had the same name as him until I legally changed it. My mom did not bail me out of jail when she knew I was innocent. I'm liberating over 70 billion pigs in cages so small they cannot move for years, okay?
What
There's a
is
lot
bro
happening right
yapping
now. Let's
about?
just take a breather together.
What is
process,
what? That
digest
was
for a
a
moment.
lot of
He
yaps.
comes out guns blazing. He comes out with
That
with
was
some
a
steam here.
lot of
You can
yaps.
see the security's like, hey, come on, we'll get you some water. And that water's not coming. That water would do nothing
Come.
to stop this here. This fire is burning, and it's burning bright. So he comes out, and he's got a lot of scrambled thoughts here that he's trying to convey, and it's hard to keep track of them. So I believe the beautiful vegan messiah is like his catchphrase or his song, I suppose, like his theme song, perhaps like a WWE entrance or something. Maybe he was expecting pyrotechnics
Should
to
I
go
start
off when
making
he
one of
walked
those
in.
for me?
Not
Maybe I'll
entirely
pop
sure.
off like the vegan.
I work. My mom's a sociopathic piece of. I have the highest score in Hot or Not history. I got 9.9 out of 10 after 327 women rated me. Let's see your talent.
I love that line right there.
What?
Let's see your talent. It reminds me of that amazing trumpet fight video from like 5 or
What
6 years ago,
is
where the
bro
guy's melting down about a trumpet
yapping
player in public,
about?
and then he goes, "In 1975, I walked Bob Dylan up on stage. Who the fuck are you? You no talent piece of shit." Oh God.
Damn, Charlie just died.
Oh, that's what I
Active
get for
Charlie
invoking the wrath of the trumpet player.
Whoa.
Okay. Point is, great line. So, I don't know about the whole hot or not pop quiz right there with the trivia. I don't know if that's true or not. Weird thing to be flexing about too as he's moonwalking
He's, like,
on the
staring
stage.
into
Like,
my
hey, I have
soul
the
right
highest
now.
score in hot or not history with 300 something women saying I'm good looking, I'm super hot. Sounds entirely made up, but I have no way of fact checking that. I'm just going to assume he pulled it out of his ass. That was some of the junk in the trunk. Just this lie.
Let's see your talent, you ugly piece of.
Okay, stop. Hey, look at me.
Let's
Look
see
at
your
me.
talent.
No, hey. No, you need to look at me.
Look at me.
Okay, take him out. Security, get him out of here.
Thank God. Thank God.
No.
An incredible finale. I like when he gets up to Dr. Phil, he hits him with like 3 little pumps right here. He just gets him with like a triple tap, then it's right back to moonwalking. He's just spamming Fortnite emotes here, just saying that they don't have talent and that they're ugly pieces of shit. And then Dr. Phil
As one
finally
does.
says, "Enough is enough. No more fooling around. Get him out of here."
As
So
one
then
does.
He leaves. Security gets him. I appreciate the audience here, though. Like, there's some boos, and then there's a couple of claps. I'd love to know what they were clapping for, because I wonder if they're clapping like, yeah, Dr. Phil, you got him. The security got him out of here. Thanks for that. Or if they're clapping because, yeah, that was a great performance, sexy vegan. I imagine it's probably the former, but I like to play with the fanfic that it's the latter.
No, don't
Like,
play
there were
with
a
the
couple sexy
fanfic.
vegan
Put the
fans in there.
fanfic
They're like,
down. Put the
"Yeah,
fanfic
sexy
down,
vegan.
bro.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to come out here and use that kind of language in front of my audience. And audience, I apologize. That is childish
Awesome.
and immature behavior. And
Now I get to leave.
yes, you do.
No.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
It's pretty much where it ends. Now, like I said, when I first saw this, I really thought it was just another one of those moments where someone goes on there, does something really dramatic like this to try and get some attention to their social media presence, because he does plug it a couple of times, really. He mentions it throughout the episode, like in his intro and stuff. But upon further inspection, looking it up fucking 7 years later, he really does just act like this. This is his real, genuine behavior, from what I can tell. With
As
all of
one
the
does.
charges that he's accrued over his life, as well as how he continues to post on his social media, I'm pretty confident in saying that this was actually just him being him. So yeah, I just wanted to revisit this moment here, because it's probably like the weirdest guest Dr. Phil has had on in terms of how everything played out on the episode.
It was a good
So,
Charlie
yeah,
vid.
Just wanted to remind everyone of this, and that's really about it. So yeah.